What's up, guys? Aaron Bennett here. I am in glamorous Starbucks, so sorry about the noise. What I want to talk about is Celsius and the UCC basically saying, hey, any plan that comes out, we want to be able to go after the insiders. And I'm going to go over that story. It is a great story. I am very, very happy that they decided to do this. But before I get into that story, we have Chris Ferraro and Alan Carr both saying that Celsius should extend exclusivity because that's what they're going to talk about tomorrow, the 15th, in court. Again, Alan Carr was put on the committee just days before the bankruptcy, so there's probably a conflict there. The agenda for tomorrow is freaking huge. I'll just go over the major ones. These are the contested matters, the ones that have objections. Obviously, the motion to extend exclusivity. They have all the people that objected, the ad hoc for withhold. We have the ad hoc for the borrowers, some pro se creditors, the Texas State Securities Board, and also the U.S. trustee, as well as all of those states that I covered yesterday saying, hey, if you guys don't get a plan that's going to be approved, we want to liquidate everybody, or that's what we suggest happens. They're also going to talk about a Chapter 11 trustee motion and also heading into the custody withhold phase 2 litigation. Now, this will have to do with when custody can get their money out and also is very, very important for retail clawbacks. So more progress there, which is very good. So let me read what the UCC said today and then take a look at the story, who they are looking to basically get clawbacks against and how much money these people took out and why they think they should be able to claw back these people's funds. All right, so the UCC said in connection with its investigation, they've identified significant claims and causes of action that Celsius has against Alex and other insiders for breaching their fiduciary obligations, fraudulent transfers, and other causes of action. Now, this is really important, guys. They said earlier today, Celsius, meaning Kirkland and Ellis, actually Celsius, agreed that any plan will include a litigation trust to prosecute the causes of action identified by the UCC for the benefit of account holders. Celsius has also agreed that it will not seek a release with respect to those causes of action or the defendants identified by the UCC. So basically, Celsius has agreed, saying that any plan that we put forth will allow the UCC and allow essentially prosecutions of certain insiders for, as we'll see, tens of millions of dollars. The UCC believes that this is the first of many steps in the right direction and is continuing its investigation to identify other causes of action against wrongdoers. The UCC's goal is to maximize recoveries for the benefit of Celsius's customers and unsecured creditors, meaning yourself, who were victims of the negligent, reckless, and fraudulent conduct of Mr. Mashinsky and others. Now, I will say that maximizing recoveries still could and probably does include retail clawbacks, so I'll include that Telegram group for you below if that applies to you. So this is a very large document, so I will just go over the highlights of who they want to investigate and why. And this will be talked about on March 8th, so not tomorrow, we have next month. The committee has reviewed tens of thousands of documents and, in cooperation with the examiner, conducted more than 25 interviews with current and former employees. The committee, meaning the UCC's investigation, has uncovered significant claims and causes of action based on fraud, recklessness, gross mismanagement, and self-interested conduct by the debtor's former directors and officers. So they are going after Alex. They are going after Daniel Leon, Nuke Goldstein, Harumi, Jeremy Beaudry, Johan Trutler, Eliza Lanz, which is the wife of Daniel Leon, and Krissy Mashinsky, Alex's wife. So let me read this paragraph to you guys. It really highlights everything they are doing. So these people breached their fiduciary obligations. These parties were aware that Celsius was promising its customers interest payments that it could not afford and did nothing to fix the problem. So each of these points they cover in a lot more detail below, but this is the summary. They made negligent, reckless, and sometimes self-interested investments that caused Celsius to lose more than $1 billion in a single year. Their mismanagement, or worse, caused Celsius to lose nearly $250 million because they could not adequately account for the company's assets and liabilities. Now, I will say there's a lot of crossover between what they're going to say in this document and the examiner report. They caused Celsius to spend hundreds of millions of dollars transferred by customers to inflate the price of CEL tokens for their direct benefit. They secretly sold tens of millions of CEL tokens as they directed Celsius to purchase the CEL tokens on public markets. So essentially, the insiders were using Celsius as a piggy bank to prop up the price of CEL token so they could all systematically cash out. These insiders idly sat by as Alex recklessly bet hundreds of millions of dollars on the movement of the crypto market. He sold Bitcoin thinking the price of Bitcoin is going to go down, but the price of Bitcoin continued to go up. I'll get to that later in this video. They covered up Alex's repeated lies about Celsius's investments and financial condition. And finally, when it became apparent that Celsius would be required to file BK, these defendants withdrew assets from the sinking ship while actively encouraging customers to keep their assets on the Celsius platform. So the committee and the debtors want to ensure that claims and causes of action against these defendants are preserved and prosecuted for the benefit of the victims. And just like what the UCC said on Twitter, the debtors have agreed that any such plan will include a litigation trust or similar entity that will prosecute the claims and causes of action set forth in this complaint. So they talk about the ICO. Alex agreed to purchase $18 million of CEL tokens, but he refused to pay. So essentially, Alex refused to invest at the beginning of the ICO. He skimmed millions off the top through his secret sales of CEL tokens and was the first one to jump ship as Celsius began to sink. So this is all about the ICO, basically lies about how much CEL token were sold in the ICO and how much Alex did not buy. Even Celsius employees did not understand how Alex could take a loan. Yes, Alex took a loan collateralized by CEL token assets that he did not even own. So in the white paper, they promised to burn any of the CEL tokens that were not sold, but instead they were just deposited back into the treasury. And this is interesting. CEL tokens owned by the defendants, we have them here, and we have the current date as of the bankruptcy motion or so. They owned 100 million CEL tokens combined. The treasury had 284 million, and the total available was just under 700 million. So they owned over 10% of the entire available CEL supply. So they talk a little bit about the limited CEL utility. They talk about spending millions of dollars to inflate the price of CEL token. And essentially the amount of CEL tokens that were purchased had nothing to do with how much they were paying us every single week, but were determined by Alex, Harumi, and Mr. Treutler. So now they're talking about how many millions of dollars that Alex and Nuke sold just between December 25th, 2020 and January 8th, 2021, when the price increased to $5.50. Alex sold 6.1 mil, and Daniel sold 2.5 million, and Nuke sold $1 million within about 2 to 3 weeks. And Harumi knew that what Alex was doing violated Celsius's policy on CEL token trading, but she still told Mr. Treutler to support the market by purchasing more and more CEL tokens. And this is a good graph. From 2019 to 2022, how much CEL token was sold from Alex wallets, from Daniel's wallets, and from Nuke's wallets? Well, Alex sold $51 million of CEL. We have Daniel selling 8.6 and Nuke selling $2.1 million. And this is all while, as you can see here, during the AMAs, Alex was saying that he was not selling. He was not selling his CEL token, saying here that all Celsius Network founders purchased CEL and they were not sellers. And this is crazy. So the total amount of CEL tokens purchased by Celsius from Alex and Harumi and Mr. Treutler and others exceeded $500 million. And this is not from profits, guys. Remember, this is from our deposits, our Bitcoin, our ETH. They were going on the open market to purchase CEL token, so the insiders, again, could cash out. As you can see here, Alex sold $51 million worth of CEL token. So they go over some lies that Alex was saying in the AMA. This is all review. I'm not going to cover it. It's just going to piss us off. Celsius's inability to accurately track its assets and liabilities. Their risk committee had 2 employees that were looking over $10 billion, so that was ridiculous. They're talking about all the different losses. They had GBTC, Stakehound, Badger DAO, defaults on under-collateralized loans. And here, Celsius suffered realized losses that exceeded $1.2 billion due to reckless conduct taken in 2021. And guys, this is nuts. I covered this before, but here we go. January 24th, 2022, Alex basically said, hey, we want to sell 2,785 Bitcoin with a market value of the time of $100 million. So now Celsius had a large short position with respect to Bitcoin. But the market turned against Celsius and began to rebound. And as a result, Celsius lost more than $60 million as a result. So this is fine, guys, if we knew we were investing into a hedge fund, but we did not. Now a little bit on Alex's wife. This is also review because this has been disclosed and publicized. But on April 10th, 2022, Krissy withdrew approximately 1 million CEL tokens with a market value of $2.9 million frickin' dollars. And lots of other withdrawals, which I'll cover below. May 29th, Daniel Leon withdrew $2.3 million of stablecoins. May 31st, Krissy withdrew CEL tokens with a value of $2 million. So they're talking about these defendants publishing false and misleading statements to the public to entice individuals to transfer crypto to Celsius. They relied on Google spreadsheets, very, very professional. And I forgot to mention it before, but Mr. Treutler was the head of the CeFi trading desk at the time, so he was basically in charge of buying and selling tokens. So take a look at my Twitter because I just made some screenshots of this document. So Alex withdrew $2.8 million between May 15th and the bankruptcy petition date. So what is that, like 2 months or so? Daniel Leon from July 2021 to the petition date withdrew almost $10 million. Nuke Goldstein withdrew $2.3 million from August 12th to the petition date. So we have Jeremy Beaudry, who is the former general counsel and the chief compliance officer for Celsius, withdrawing $8.3 million from January of 2022 to the petition date. That is literally last year he withdrew 8.3 mil. We have Harumi, who is the former CFO. She withdrew $1.4 million. We have Eliza Lands, who is the VP of lending and also the spouse of Daniel Leon. She withdrew $1.9 million. And Krissy, $4.9 million from April of last year to the petition date. So basically in 2 months, she's like, hey, I'm cashing out everything, almost $5 million of CEL token. And one of Alex's companies, AMV, moved $12 million in 2021. And this is another big one, Koala LLC, which is owned by Alex Mashinsky. They moved $5.1 million, and it looked like it all happened on May 27th of last year. So that is literally, I don't know, a few weeks before they paused withdrawals. $5.1 million he took out of Celsius and transferred, most likely, to his personal account. All right, guys, now's the time for me to sum up everything very quickly. There are people staring at me inside of Starbucks because it's awkward making a video in Starbucks, but I don't give a shit. All right, so we have all of these people. Basically, they are going to get their money clawed back. This has to happen, and this will happen because we have the UCC and Kirkland, the law firm representing Celsius. They are agreeing. Kirkland is agreeing that any plan that we put forth, we are going to leave it open for you guys to come after these insiders for the money that they withdrew from the platform. Already we have the Attorney General for New York looking into Alex Mashinsky directly, and I really cannot imagine a world where more prosecutions do not happen against these insiders even after this Chapter 11 is over. So a long time ago, people were really pissed off that the UCC was not doing what they actually decided to do today. Like, why are you not going after these insiders? And it looks like they said months ago, they were waiting for the proper time to basically get all the evidence and be able to present it all at once, which it looks like they were doing. Now, what's good is that this document does include basically any wallets or any people that these insiders moved money to. They left that open. So it's not just these insiders. They can look into if they sent money to other people. So I think that's very good. So guys, that's it for the video. I will come at you soon with a video of what happens tomorrow, the 15th, when they are in court, because that is a very, very important day. Regardless of what happens, I will be with you every step of the way, as I have been since day one. Until next time, guys, talk with you soon, and bye for now.